Bitter Serenade by Herbert Trench, from the Book of Irish Poetry, Volume 1. Fate damned you young. Death young would now frustrate you. I have but lived, as alchemists for gold, in my mad pity's flame to recreate you, heavenly one, waning cold. Dark planet to your sleepless desolations, whereto no ray serene hath ever gone. Life might have come, with my poor invocations. You might have loved and shone. The lanterns and the gondolas have vanished, gone the uproar and merry masquerade. From the lagoons the burning loves are banished, all your canal is shade. Magnolia bloom is here my only candle. White petals wash and break along the wall, while this poor lute, the lute with the scorched handle, is here to tell you all. Do you remember? But what soul remembers? I carved it from a log of quaintest tone, snatched half consumed out of a great hearth's embers. The great hearth was your own. By God, to the chords wherewith you then endowed us, something in you gave frame and strings a voice. Now you must listen in the hours allowed us. Listen, you have no choice. The very stars grow dread with tense foretelling of dawn. The bell towers darken in the sky, as they would groan before they strike, revealing new day to such as I. There comes a day too merciless in clearness. Worn to the bone the stubborn must give o'er. There comes a day when to endure in nearness can be endured no more. A man can take the buffets of the tourney, but there's a hurt, lady, beyond belief, a grief the sun finds not upon his journey marked on the map of grief. Was I not bred of the same clay and vapour and lightning of the universe as you? Had I the selfsame God to be my shaper, or cracked the world in two? It cannot be, though I have not of merit, that man may hold so dear, and with such pain enfold with all the tendrils of the spirit, yet not be loved again. It cannot be that such intensest yearning, such fierce and incommensurable care, starred on your face, as though a crystal burning is wasted on the air. It cannot be I gave my soul, unfolding to you its very inmost, like a child, utterly giving faith, no jot withholding, by you to be beguiled. No, in rich Venice, riotous and human, that shrinks from me to sandbanks and a sky, love such as that I bear you must be common enough. You let it die. End of poem.
The Wings of Love by James H. Cousins. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. I will row my boat on Muckross Lake, when the grey of the dove comes down at the end of the day, and a quiet like prayer grows soft in your eyes and among your fluttering hair. The red of the sun is mixed with the red of your cheek. I will row you, O boat of my heart, till our mouths have forgotten to speak in the silence of love, broken only by trout that spring and are gone, like a fairy's finger that casts a ring, with the luck of the world for the hand that can hold it fast. I will rest on my oars, my eyes on your eyes, till our thoughts have passed from the lake and the sky, and the rings of the jumping fish, till our ears are filled from the reeds with a sudden swish, and a sound like the beating of flails in the time of corn. We shall hold our breath until a wonderful thing is born from the songs that were chanted by bards in the days gone by. For the wild white swan shall be leaving the lake for the sky, with the curve of her neck stretched out in a silver spear. Oh, then when the creak of her wings shall have brought her near, we shall hear against a swish, and a beating of flails, and a creaking of oars, and a sound like the wind in sails, as the mate of her heart shall follow her into the air. O wings of my soul, we shall think of Angus, and Seir, and Etain, and Midir, that were changed into wild white swans, to fly round the ring of the heavens, to the dusks and the dawns, unseen by all but true lovers, till Judgment Day, because they had loved for love only. O love, I will say, for a woman and man, with eternity ringing them round, and the heavens above and below them, a poor thing it is to be bound to four low walls that will spill like a pedlar's pack, and a quilt that will run into holes, and a churn that will dry and crack. Oh, better than these a dream in the night, or our heart's mute prayer that O'Donoghue, the enchanted man, should pass between water and air, and say, "I will change them each to a wild white swan," like the lovers Angus and Medea, and their loved ones, Keir and Etain, because they have loved for love only, and have searched through the shadows of things for the heart of all hearts, through the fire of love, and the wine of love, and the wings. End of the Wings of Love.
Little Mary Cassidy by Frances A. Fahy. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Little Mary Cassidy. Oh, 'tis little Mary Cassidy's the cause of all my misery, and the reason that I am not now the boy I used to be. Oh, she bates the beauties all that we read about in history, and sure half the countryside is as hot for her as me. Travel Ireland up and down, hill, village, vale and town, fairer than the Callan dawn you're looking for in vain. Oh, I'd rather live in poverty with little Mary Cassidy than emperor without her be of Germany or Spain. 'Twas at the dance at Darmoody's that first I caught a sight of her, and heard her sing the Dronning Dun till tears came in my eyes, and ever since that blessed hour I'm dreaming day and night of her. The devil a wink of sleep at all I get from bed to rise, cheeks like the rose in June, song like the lark in tune, working, resting, night or noon, she never leaves my mind. Oh, till singing by my cabin fire sits little Mary Cassidy, 'tis little ease or happiness I'm sure I'll ever find. What is wealth? What is fame? What is all that people fight about, to a kind word from her lips, or a love glance from her eye? Oh, though troubles throng my breast, sure they'd soon go to the right about, if I thought the curly head of her would rest there by and by. Take all I own to-day, kith, kin and care away, ship them all across the say, or to the frozen zone. Leave me an orphan bare, but leave me Mary Cassidy, I never would feel lonesome with the two of us alone. Frances A. Fahy. End of Little Mary Cassidy.
Molleen Oge by Frances A. Fahy. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Molleen Oge. My Molleen Oge, I go put on your latest brogue, and slip into your smartest gown, you rosy little rogue, for a message kind I bear to yourself from old Adair, that Pat the Piper's come around, and they'll be dancing there. Molleen dear, I'll not presume to encroach into your room, but I'd forget a fairing I'd brought you from Macroom, so open, and I'll swear not one peep upon you. There, 'tis a silver net to gather at the gloss your golden hair. Molleen pet, my Molleen pet, fair Fay, I'm fairly in a fret at the time you're titivating, Molleen. Aren't you ready yet? Now, net and gown and brogue, are you sure you're quite the vogue? But bedad, you look so lovely, I'll forgive you, Molleen Oge. End of Molleen Oge. The Yin Wee Luik by G. F. Savage-Armstrong. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. At the board apart she sat, and noon-tay this, yin noon-tay that, she taught wi' careless kindness, for weel I kenned her inmaist heart, in as she said had little part of half thity words she heard was minless. And though she seemed to shun my sight, I trusted mair her love that might Than a' earth's loves thegither. Then Yin Wee Luik she gave, Aid waited lang that Luik to have, And lang aid wait for sich anither. End of the Yin Wee Luik. The Shawlie by G. F. Savage-Armstrong. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Drive, bitter blast, frae loft tae sea, A little mania smirtin', her ain wee Shawlie's roon my heart. Her wee bands pinned at partin', and proof the night 'gen wind and snaw. I'll walk frae here tae Derry, the knowes flood its mair cam doon. I'd face it bold and merry. Noo, Charlie dearie, ben ye doon? Ye jist maun tak my Shawlie, I'll wrap it tight aroon your kist. For och, the night's sae squally, puir lad, ye'll fin it uncocoed. By Granshire Shaw, says Eatie, and then her een looked up in mine, Wi' a sich love and pity, wee Shawlie pressin' saft and warm Aroon my breast a glowin', a kiss ye flinch, a hug ye fast, a mock the squalls a blowin', yet thunder's roar, let lightnings glame. I'll face the tempest brawly, whilst close agin my thrabbin' heart I feel my love's wee Shawlie. End of the Shawlie. The Wee Lassie's First Love by G. F. Savage-Armstrong. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. I canna hear his name and hide my thought wi' ony art. I canna see him come and calm the flitterin' o' my heart. It's pain tae meet him when I walk, or meet him nae ava. I wish him aye to come tae me, I wish him aye awa'. I dinna ken what's wrang wi' me, I'm vexed, I kenna why. I canna talk, I canna walk, my min's a ganged agley. I say sich foolish things at whiles, my face is scorched wi' pain. Oh, let them lave me tae mysel', I jist would be alane. I'm nae sae tall as Elsie Barnes, I hae nae een like May's, yet aft he comes frae May tae me, and near wi' Elsie strays. I canna thole tae see him laugh wi' Grace or Rose or Jean, and yet he's standin' nigh my side, mair aft than ony ane. He's aye sae courteous, kin and free, wi' mon and lass and chiel. Mayhap he cares nae mair for me than jist tae wish me weel. But the keenness of his voice, and his dark blue ee, and his face and courtly grace, I think I jist could dee. End of the Wee Lassie's First Love.
Cuttin Rushes from the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Cuttin Rushes. Oh, maybe it was yesterday, or 50 years ago. Meself was risen early on a day for cuttin' rushes, walking up the Brabla burn. Still the sun was low. Now I'd hear the burn run, and then I'd hear the thrushes, young, still young, and drenching wet the grass, wet the golden honeysuckle hanging sweetly down. Here, lad, here, will ye follow where I pass, and find me cuttin' rushes on the mountain? Then was it only yesterday, or 50 years or so, ripping round the bog pools high among the heather. The hook it made me hands sore, I had to leave it go. 'Twas he that cut the rushes then for me to bind together. Come, dear, come, and back along the burn, see the darlin' honeysuckle hanging like a crown. Quick, one kiss, sure, there's someone at the turn. Oh, we're after cutting rushes on the mountain. Yesterday, or 50 years ago, I waken out of dreams when I hear the summer thrushes. Oh, that's Brab la Burn, I can hear it sing and flow. For all that's fair, I'll sooner see a bunch of green rushes. Run, burn, run! Can you mind when we were young? The honeysuckle hangs above, the pool is dark and brown. Sing, burn, sing! Can you mind the song ye sung the day we cut the rushes on the mountain? Moira O'Neill. End of Cuttin' Rushes.
Little Child, I Call Thee, by Douglas Hyde. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Volume 1. From the Irish. Little child, I call thee fair, clad in hair of golden hue, every lock and ringlets falling down to almost kiss the dew. Slow grey eye and languid mien, brows as thin as stroke of quill, cheeks of white with scarlet through them. Och, it's through them I am ill. Luscious mouth, delicious breath, chalk white teeth and very small, lovely nose and little chin, white neck thin, she is swan like all. Pure white hand and shapely finger, limbs that linger like a song. Music speaks in every motion of my sea mew, warm and young. Rounded breasts and lime white bosom, like a blossom touched of none. Stately form and slender waist, far more graceful than the swan. Alas for me! I would I were with her of the soft fingered palm, in Waterford to steal a kiss, or by the liss whose airs are balm. End of poem.
Eileen Aroon, from the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Eileen Aroon, after the Irish. When, like the early rose, Eileen Aroon, beauty in childhood blows. Eileen Aroon. When, like a diadem, buds blush around the stem, which is the fairest gem? Eileen Aroon. Is it the laughing eye? Eileen Aroon. Is it the timid sigh? Eileen Aroon. Is it the tender tone, soft as the stringed harp's moan? Oh, it is truth alone. Eileen Aroon. When, like the rising day, Eileen Aroon, love sends his early ray. Eileen Aroon. What makes his dawning glow changeless through joy or woe? Only the constant know. Eileen Aroon. I know a valley fair, Eileen Aroon. I knew a cottage there, Eileen Aroon. Far in that valley shade I knew a gentle maid, flower of a hazel glade, Eileen Aroon. Who in the song so sweet, Eileen Aroon. Who in the dance so fleet, Eileen Aroon. Dear were her charms to me, dearer her laughter free, dearest her constancy, Eileen Aroon. Were she no longer true, Eileen Aroon, what should her lover do? Eileen Aroon. Fly with his broken chain far o'er the sounding main, never to love again, Eileen Aroon. Youth must with time decay, Eileen Aroon. Beauty must fade away, Eileen Aroon. Castles are sacked in war, chieftains are scattered far. Truth is a fixed star, Eileen Aroon. Gerald, Griffin. End of Eileen Aroon.